Here at the European Society of Cardiology, I'm speaking with Dr. Pamela Douglas of Duke University, who's presenting an important study about a relatively new technology, CT fractional flow reserve. Tell us about what you find and what it all means.
Yeah, so fractional flow reserve can be derived from CT angiographic images using complex computational fluid dynamic calculations. What we wanted to find out was whether using that in patients who are planned to have an invasive angiography for the diagnosis of stable chest pain would reduce the rate of finding no obstructive disease on angiogram compared to usual care. What we found was in the group that had the CT-FFR determination, 61% of the invasive catheterizations were canceled. And of those patients proceeding, of the whole cohort, just 12% had angiograms with no obstructive disease, compared to 73% in the usual care group. And the primary endpoint I do want to emphasize was determined centrally with QCA analysis or invasive FFR.
How do interventional cardiologists feel about the prospect of doing far fewer coronary angiograms?
Well, I think that the question, they're interventionalists, right? So they want to do interventions. And nobody's happy with rates of catheterizations with no obstructive disease that are upwards of 50%, which is what has been reported in numerous large population samples. That becomes a quality issue. But the interventionalists also want to be doing interventions. They don't want to be doing diagnostic catheterizations on people who don't need stenting at that, afterwards.
So this is a non-invasive test accomplished through complex computer algorithms. What's the radiation exposure issue?
So it's a big data supercomputer type analysis. The radiation exposure is exactly the same in the two arms in the study, but the radiation is whatever you need for a standard computed tomography angiogram. It's not any different than a standard CTA that is done every day. It's the processing of the images after the patient is completed that creates the FFR information.
And how long does that take?
It's done centrally at a company called HeartFlow, which sponsored the study, and over 90% of the time it was done within 24 hours, the rest of the time within 48.
And this is some technology that's now commercially available and going out into the world of cardiology practice?
Yes, it's received CE mark a couple of years ago and was approved by FDA last fall, November 2014.
Thanks very much.